Ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick, Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big time sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports fan from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome into another edition of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. So let's get to Major League Baseball and their divisional playoff series right out the gate. Don't look now, but you already knew this. The Chicago Cubs are taking on the Milwaukee Brewers in game number 4, which will be pitching off at 8:08 tonight at the hopefully unfriendly confines for the Milwaukee Brewers. But yes, indeed. And then the Yankees were eliminated by the score of 5-2 by the Toronto Blue Jays. So sad. Get those golf clubs all nice and shined up, or whatever your vacation plans, Yankee fans or Yankee players, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And then the Phillies trounced the LA Dodgers last night 8-2, forcing it to the game for tonight. It is currently 0-0 in the bottom of the 4th out there in LA. The Dodgers are taking on the Phillies. And then, as I said, tonight at the friendly confines here in Chicagoland, or more aptly, Wrigley Field, the Cubs will be taking on the Brewers at 8:08. Then it is a winner-take-all game 5, where the Mariners will be taking on the Detroit Tigers out there in Seattle. So that should be fun. And we shall see how things go as far as the baseball playoffs stack up. We'll see if the Cubs can come through and fight another day. Game number 5 would be on Saturday, time depending, whether or not the Philadelphia Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers actually go to a game 5 with themselves. And before I forget, at the bottom of the hour, it is going to be, or I am going to have Taylor Prystawsky. Oh my goodness. Taylor Prystawsky. She is the president of the Hampshire Whip-purs Booster Club. And she will be joining me on the phone line at approximately 6:34. Don't forget. Oh, yes, indeed. Don't forget to tune in to tomorrow's home call of the Hampshire Whip-purs tomorrow as well. It will be Jeff Myers on the play-by-play. It will be myself, Derrick Geyer, doing the color commentary for the Whip-purs for another home game as they take on McHenry tomorrow at 7 p.m. in Hampshire Stadium. And then also, there is going to be the tailgate party at Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire as well. That's going to be going on from 3 to 6 p.m. And then on Monday, because the Bears are off all weekend, and they're going to be coming back on a Monday night game, taking on the Washington Commanders in Washington. It is going to be another WRMN Bears tailgate at Newman's Corner Pub as well. So we will be out there. It will be myself from Big Top Sports, Derrick Geyer. Then we're also going to have the gentleman from Blow the Whistle, Tyler Butterball Buterbaugh, David Double D Dykstra, Nick Johnston, pulling double duty for Blow the Whistle and for On the Rise, which you could hear every Saturday morning now from 10 a.m. to noon. And then we will also have David Tees from Fantasy Football Blitz joining us as well. And then come out. It's going to be a fun, raucous time. $2 Miller bottles, $3 Modelo's, various snacks for as long as they last. And, you know, I am going to stay there for the duration of the game. Hopefully it's going to be a Bears victory. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting out there, twice in a few days, really, going out there to Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire. And, yeah. So that is going to be fun. That is going to be exciting. And then I'm going to play this right now before I get into, talking about it.
Tonight, patiently plays it to the far half wall. And now it's outletted. And a step moving in. Nazar to breakaway. Scores! The first goal of the season to Frank Nazar on the breakaway. And the Blackhwaks on the road have the early lead.
Yep, that was the very first goal of the NHL 2025-2026 season, and that went to Frank Nazar. It was a beautiful breakaway where he wristed a shot that beat Bobrovsky of the Florida Panthers. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is, currently the Chicago Blackhawks are in action taking on the Boston Sox Bruins right now. So there's that. And also against Boston, little bit of stuff going on with that. So Nick Foligno, he has had 2 goals and assist in his last 2 straight games against Boston, and 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists over his last 5 games against the Bruins at TD Garden, which is where they had dropped the puck probably about 15 or so minutes ago. And the Blackhawks last defeated the Bruins 5-2 during their last trip to TD Garden on April 10th, which was obviously last season. And then, last time out, as you heard there, Frank Nazar, he scored a goal, recorded an assist, 2 points in his, first goal of the 2025-2026 season. Bertuzzi also had 2 assists, Teuvo Teravainen had a goal and an assist, so that's also good. Defensive D-man Sam Rinzel, he led all skaters with 25 minutes and 18 seconds of ice time. He had also 4 blocked shots. Ethan Del Mastro posted a career-high 6 hits to lead all skaters, and Spencer Knight, the goalie that they did pick up from the Florida Panthers, made 34 of 37 shots, posting a .919 save percentage against his former team. Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that. Let's go to the phone lines right now. And hello, caller.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, Mr.
Good.
Dalton Cooper of On the Rise?
You pivoted to hockey. I was going to ask a Cubs question. I had this thought the other day, and I forgive me if you've covered already. But I was gonna ask your thoughts on the Cubs real quick.
My thoughts on the Cubs. I would much rather talk about hockey right now because my head is going everywhere, every which way on the Cubs. I mean, they if Boyd does well tonight, they could be in Game 5. If he, smurfs the bed like he kind of did last time, then, I'm not going to be totally and completely surprised. It's just a matter of whether or not their offense is going to click. I mean, that's
honestly, Game 1, I put more on Craig. I put this whole series more on Craig Counsell because I think he put the whole team behind the 8-ball when he pitched Colin Ray on short rest in Game 1. In my opinion, Game 1 should have been a bullpen game.
Yeah, Matthew Boyd.
If they win it, great. But if they punt, whatever, they lose the first game, they come back on full rest because you had an off day.
Right.
You can let everybody rest. And I still can't I cannot get past that decision. And I just don't know if there's any reasonable take or reasonable explanation to it. And I didn't know if you had covered it already, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it.
See, I did kind of, but the whole thing with me and the way that I'm looking at it is I am not sure if it was Jed or if it was Craig or if it was the combination of, Craig and all of the upper management and everything where they were like, yeah, bring him back. He only pitched 58, pitches in that game and, he should be good when really and realistically, and I'm not saying anything against, Colin Ray or Michael Soroka or Pomerantz or any of the guys that actually had the longevity and stuff to go out there and pitch a few innings. So I'm not exactly sure how it shook out with management and everything. And of course, Boyd's going to be like, yeah, give me the ball. I'm going to pitch. I want to pitch. So that's kind of where I'm at on it. But I mean, the other thing that really perplexed me was the fact that you wanted to get Justin Turner in at bat and take out your hottest freaking hitter in Michael Busch and put Turner in at the leadoff spot because, well, hey, why not take him out and not hit a opening or a first inning home run or whatever, like he's done a couple of times in the postseason already.
Yeah,
that one just 100%. Boggled my mind.
I still can't get past that decision. To me, it made no sense. And I mean, to your point, the offense has not. I mean, they showed up a little bit in Game 3. I mean, they finally had to. Yeah. But yeah, and then the Blackhawks. You were talking hockey. I think the only bright spot so far was Spencer Knight. They got outshot 17-3 in the first period against Florida. Yeah, just it's tough. It's not. It's looking like the same year, unfortunately, that what they've had last year. Though Connor Bedard did show some growth a little bit, which is nice. He was definitely more of a defensive presence. I don't know how much of the game you actually watched, or if you get to catch all of it. I only got to catch the first period and a half or first 2 periods or so. But yeah, I did like the forechecking. The second period was much better for the Hawks, and like I said, the defensive awareness. You definitely saw a step in that direction from Bedard. Nazar, Toffoli looked pretty good. So I'm surprised they haven't named Toffoli maybe the captain. Maybe they're just waiting on Bedard. Maybe it might have been a filler, but we'll see what happens.
I thought Nick Foligno was named the captain.
He was. I'm surprised they kept Foligno for another year, to be honest. But he seems to be a good leader. He did get in a fight. I don't know if he was the first fight of the season. I don't know if you saw that or not.
That I did, just for the simple fact that that was what came up on the replay and everything when I was going over like the game notes and everything. But I was actually listening to it. So on the radio broadcast with Weideman and now oh my God, Charlie Roumeliotis.
Oh yeah.
So that good for Charlie being named color commentator along with Weideman. So that was good. But I mean, so the way that it was led to me, or the way that I heard it, was the fact that, as you had mentioned, the Blackhawks were flat after after what, like halfway through the first period, and he wanted to inject some sort of life into the team, and it seemed to work for the most part.
No, it definitely did. I guess the really crappy part about the whole thing too is that the Panthers are down their two best players right now, and you're missing Barkov and Tkachuk, and they still just did not ever look like they were competing in that game, even though the score may have told you that they were competing in that game. If the game flow of the game, they were never really into it. It seemed like the most of the time was spent down at their end, and at least in the first and the third period. The second period, they may have had a little bit more control, but yeah, it's definitely not definitely a tough way to start a season too, when you have to go to the opening champs. You get two-time defending champs on banner night, and isn't that criminal too? Have you ever seen a championship team raise a banner at 4:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday?
No,
that was just
that was like I was scratching my head, going, "What the hell is this?" I don't quite. I quite honestly is like, what the hell is this? Because it just boggled my mind. And when you say that, it's like, okay, I could understand it being the first game on the slate, kind of, sort of, but don't you want them to get the recognition and everything that they deserve going back to back? Maybe have like another game and then have them at their maybe normal start time at like 6 p.m. local. But I don't know.
The last thing too, I wonder how Spencer Knight felt when he's getting traded mid-season from a team that ends up winning the cup. I wonder if he got a ring. That'd be my curiosity.
I would imagine that they would, because he was the backup, behind Bobrovsky for the entire season, right? Well, until he got traded.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're a first-class organization, and I don't think that they're not, I would imagine that he would have, or at least, some sort of recognition. But I'm not exactly sure how that works, because I know as far as like baseball goes and MLB teams, if you're on the team for any amount of time and the team wins a World Series, then that player that was on the team for that amount of time or whatever gets a World Series ring.
So, yeah, I would like to think they probably did hook up Spencer Knight. I would at least hope so. Yeah.
So
it's interesting to see how well the Chicago defense grows. Levshinov already had a pretty crappy first period. I think he took 2 penalties in the first period. The first one was kind of a ghost call. They called flashing when it never looked like a flashing call. And he settled in after that. But it's definitely going to be another growing development year, I think, for this Blackhawks team.
Boy, it's kind of getting to the point of rinse and repeat. Kind of like the Chicago Bulls with, they're in the play-in tournament for the fourth straight year or third straight year, facing the same team that bounced them each and every time in the Miami Heat. But are you going to be going down to the UC on Saturday for the festivities?
Possibly. It's still up in the air on whether we're going to be in the building or not. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. I hope to be, but I don't know how much we're going to be missing. They're playing Montreal, so I think there's just more excitement about Montreal coming into the building than there is to get excited about the Blackhawks, unfortunately.
Well, I'm looking at it, and before I took your call, Dalton. And by the way, this is Dalton Cooper from On the Rise. You could hear him every Saturday morning from 10 to noon now on these very airwaves here at WRMN 1410. And I was actually looking at it because with this being the Blackhawks centennial season, and with it being the season opener, home opener against the Montreal Canadiens, being two original 6 franchises, I mean, it certainly seems that there is a lot to do. I mean, they're bringing back, I'm reading the presser that they released yesterday, and they're bringing back at least 50 Blackhawks alumni representing all the modern eras of the Chicago Blackhawks in the 100-year history. You got the players from the Cup years, Crawford, Campbell, Burrish, Chelly. Well, he didn't win it here, bastard. But, and yeah, so I would think that would be one hell of an event to be at.
Yeah,
personally.
No, it's definitely cool. I did not know they're bringing back players from each of the decades. That's a cool gesture for the Blackhawks to do.
Yeah, so so Madison Street's going to be shut down. They're going to have or what they call the Gold Coast All-Stars. I believe that's the musical guest ahead of this year's home opener as well. The broadcasters, in-arena talent, Tommy Hawk, Eddie O, and then Pat Foley's going to be doing the MC before the opening puck drop. So that should be pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like a party.
Yeah. So I mean, if you didn't already know, now you know, and maybe you can get down there and hobnob with the past, present, and or future of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, we can only hope. That'd be a dream.
Yeah, that would definitely be awesome. What are your thoughts? I mean, is there any other than maybe Connor Bedard? I know that he had like an up and down year last year, but any thoughts or have you heard any rumblings regarding his contract or the contract extension?
I know they're still working on it. And actually, as that speaks, he just scored to tie the game at 1 with Boston, so that's good. They'll get it done. I mean, I think they still have a whole nother year before they have to extend him, before his contract is up. But I definitely think they'll get it done sooner rather than later, especially when you see all the other 8-year extensions being signed with, Kyle Connor. Who's the other one that got signed? Oh, Jack Eichel re-signed with Vegas as well. So I think it's just a matter of if and not, I guess a matter of when, but not if, with this Connor Bedard extension. So I definitely think it's going to be an 8-year deal. That seems to be the popular way for players to go. They like that guaranteed money.
Sure.
And I think it's going to be a Blackhawk for a long time. But yeah, I don't see them not getting that extension done.
I would almost think that would be like franchise suicide if they didn't.
Well,
or at least. At least, for the fan base perspective of things. Yes,
100%. It would definitely make you really scratch your head on what they're actually doing. Because at least right now that, everybody can still kind of get behind the idea of what is going on, or at least they can kind of see the vision. Okay, they're building this team, they're building this core, but if you literally let the guy who basically started the build walk out of the building, what's the vision at that point?
Right. On the phone line right now, it is Dalton Cooper from On the Rise. What do you guys have planned for the listeners coming up on Saturday? You got about 40 seconds.
Yeah, we definitely have some more hockey talk coming. Hopefully we'll be able to talk Game 5 of Cubs Brewers coming up. We're planning on getting the Dana Gray, the broadcaster from the Rockford Ice Hogs, to come on and join us. The Ice Hogs open their season on this Saturday as well, so we'll hopefully chat with him a little bit. And yeah, like I said, we'll hopefully preview the Bears and preview Cubs Brewers Game 5.
Awesome. Thanks for hopping on, Dalton. I appreciate it. You have a good rest of your evening. And you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. Texas National Guard troops arrived in Illinois Tuesday to protect federal personnel and property amid anti-immigration protests, according to the Pentagon. 200 guardsmen were mobilized for an initial 60-day period. About a dozen people have been arrested near an ICE facility in Broadview, where anti-immigration crowds have been gathering for days. A woman who was drunk when she caused a fatal 2023 crash in Elgin has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. The Daily Herald reports 24-year-old Evelyn Compian of the 200 block of Raymond Street pleaded guilty in July to aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol causing death. On Monday, she was sentenced by Kane County Judge John Barsanti. The crash happened shortly after 5 a.m. March 25th of 2023 on State Street. 54-year-old Hector Sosa Valdiva of Elgin was turning west onto River Road. Compian was driving south on State at 94 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. An Elgin police officer testified that Compian did not brake until 0.02 seconds before impact. She had a blood alcohol level of 0.159, according to an Elgin police report. She told police she had gone to a bar in Carpentersville after work, had 2 alcoholic drinks, and blacked out. A teenage boy was charged after Aurora police say he made a concerning social media post referencing Marmion Academy. The Aurora Police Department launched an investigation into the post containing threatening language that quickly circulated online in the late evening hours of October 2nd, prompting concern from the school community. Police were stationed at Marmion before the school day began October 3rd, and investigators worked throughout the early morning hours to identify the source, coordinating with the school and other agencies to look into leads. The investigation led detectives to a 14-year-old student who was not at school that day. The boy admitted to making the post, which was later removed, according to police. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you?
I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 43. Tomorrow, isolated rain showers after 8 a.m., partly sunny with a high near 62. Looking ahead to Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 66, and Saturday night will be mostly clear with a low around 46. Currently, it is 58 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sports, your thrilling ride. Big time sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging a season.
All right, you already know the intro music to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. But on the current phone line, I have the Hampshire Booster President, Taylor Prystawsky. Did I get it right, Taylor?
You sure did. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank you for holding for as long as you did. I also appreciate that as well. So,
not a problem.
So you are the president of the Hampshire Boosters Sports Club, or I'm sorry, I know I'm butchering that. Give me the correct title,
okay.
please.
I am the president of the Hampshire High School Whip-purs Athletic Booster Club.
Got to throw in the Whip-purs there.
Yes, got to throw in the whips.
Okay. My bad. I already know that, but I got like a little flummox there with the intro and everything, and I do apologize about that.
It's okay. No problem.
So how do you see the Whip-purs athletic programs going so far this year?
I think they're going really great. We have just the absolute best time supporting all of our student athletes in any way we possibly can. We're super involved with all of the different sporting activities going on right now, and it's just a super fun atmosphere to be involved in, so we just love it.
And if I'm not mistaken, you said in our previous discussion, off air, obviously, you've been doing this for, 10 months now?
So I've been on the booster board for about 3 years now.
Oh.
I've been president since August.
Since August, okay.
Yep.
And how has it been working with the newly acquired or the new athletic director, Dan Jennings, so far this year?
It's been great. He's learning so quickly, and he's wonderful to work with. And I think he has a great vision for how he sees the athletic programs moving forward, and trying to change the culture and more inclusivity and that sort of thing. So I think he's doing a great job, and it's a pleasure to work with him.
Now, I know that, so I am on color commentary for all of the Whip-purs home games, along with my partner, Jeff Myers. He does the play-by-play. And I know that tomorrow before the home game, or before the varsity takes the field, or is it before the junior varsity takes the field, that there's going to be a lot of celebrating the 30-year state championship for the Hampshire Whip-purs? There's also going to be, oh my goodness, I'm having a total brain fart here.
That's okay.
Recommendations or celebrations of like the entire staff for the Hampshire.
It is, yes.
High school.
So we'll be doing the 30th anniversary. We'll be, recognizing those athletes from that winning team. Then it's also staff appreciation night. So we'll have, a dinner going before the game. And it's also one of my very favorite theme nights of the year. We are doing our Pink Out for Breast Cancer Awareness Night. So lots of fun things happening tomorrow night. Dance and cheers getting involved. We have our awesome whip squad that is set to, paint the town pink tomorrow night. So I think it's going to be a great atmosphere, just supporting, our community and acknowledging all that the staff does for our student body. So it's going to be a great night.
Nice. And can you elaborate on what the Pink Out night is?
Yes. So it's a special night where our players and students and community come together, and we show support for those affected by breast cancer, and we celebrate the strength, hope, and unity of our community. So we'll have everybody dressed in pink, and we'll be recognizing a family and contributing financially to help one of our senior athletes on the girls varsity volleyball team. Her name is Caitlin Patterson, and her mom is Christina Kaprowitz. And she's currently undergoing breast cancer treatment. So we participated in a Dig Pink Night, which was our volleyball game on Tuesday. And we're going to continue to support that family with all of the donations received tomorrow night. And just do what we can to, help ease their burden at this time. So we're very proud to do that for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with the president of the Hampshire Sports Boosters. Did I get that right? No?
You did.
I did?
Close enough.
Close enough. Okay.
Close enough.
With Taylor Prystawsky, president of the Booster Club for the Hampshire Whip-purs Sports Department and Athletics. So what are some of the things that you put together for Pink Out tomorrow night?
So we will be having spirit wear that is designed with this family in mind. So we'll have some pink T-shirts for sale. All the proceeds will go directly to the family. We also sell crumble cookies during our football games, and we will have a special pink velvet cookie. And all the proceeds from those sales will also go directly to the family. And we also have different donation buckets set up throughout our concession stands, 50-50 raffle tables. So we'll be collecting donations there. You can do it with a QR code, dropping cash in the bucket for them. And then we will be presenting them with a check on the 21st of October at our volleyball game. So we're so excited to do that, and we hope we can continue to raise more money for them tomorrow. So everybody will be wearing pink. We have our entire whip squad. There's 7 awesome kids that lead the student section, and they're led by faculty advisor Eric Samuelson, and they do such a fantastic job in getting the crowd hyped up. And, they have pink beads going, pink wigs, all the kind of pink costumes they can find. So it's a super fun atmosphere, and we hope that we can just continue to raise money for this family.
Yeah, for the 3 or so home games that I've been a part of, so far, the 3 home games that I've been a part of, the atmosphere there is absolutely unbelievable. I would have never have guessed that this was a high school venue, for high school football games, and the way that everything comes together, whether it be like the marching band, the cheer squad, the spirit squad. I don't even know, half the names of the organizations for the Hampshire Whip-purs that are involved during the football game, but it's always raucous and always a fun time.
It is. It's an electric atmosphere. I think Friday nights on campus are the best. And we all try to work together to help enhance the school spirit, because we feel like the experience for all the people that come to watch the game, we, try to elevate that experience for them and give everybody a good time. And we know that the game doesn't always go our way, but we want everybody to leave with a good feeling about visiting our high school. So we hope we accomplish that. It's a super fun time.
It is. That is for sure. I can definitely attest to that, being in the press box as the stands are shaking and I can barely hear myself think because it gets so loud at times. And not to mention, I do have to say this. I really love the marching band. They're awesome. Really good.
They really are. They add, so much to the night. And we love everything that they do. So they're a great addition to the sporting aspect of our night. So. Yeah.
And with that being said, is there anything coming up down the road that you want to get out there and let people know about as far as the boosters are concerned and Hampshire, and the Hampshire Whip-purs athletic department?
Yeah, so we have newly established athlete scholarship fund, which is something that I felt very strongly about as I became president of the board. We're trying to raise funds to help individual students. We know that there's a lot of individual need that may not be met because we, as a booster club, focus more on team sports, facility improvements, that sort of thing. And we just kind of want to be able to drill down to helping individual students because we know that there's a great need out there. It may not be well advertised, but we feel like coaches are able to identify, specific needs with their athletes. So we have established this athletic scholarship fund. I'm so sorry. And basically coaches are able to identify the need and they can approach the athletic director, and it's done on an anonymous basis. So, we're able to help with funds for registration or providing sports equipment, that sort of thing, no questions asked. So super proud about doing that. And we have all of our spirit wear going on. We had developed a team of students to design all of our spirit wear this year, and it's been super successful. So the ladies have been doing a great job with that. So we plan to do that again for winter sports, which will be coming up. And then, we have Pack the Place nights. So we just, try to keep this fun atmosphere going, into the winter sports. So long term, we do have, our annual golf outing, which will be coming up in August of next year. So we're, in the planning phases of that. But that's pretty much, where we're at right now with things.
Okay. And, you mentioned Pack the Place. What is that? Or what event is that supposed to be?
So that's for during basketball season.
Okay.
So we get all, the teams together and we basically, pack the place. So we have the Whip Squad is there in attendance. So we have theme nights during those events, and it's, a very, very well attended events. Those will be on Friday nights on campus at school. We have our full concession line going, and we offer spirit wear during those events. So it's just a time during the winter, get everybody out and, celebrating our basketball team. So it's a great night to see everybody out there.
Very nice. I know that Hampshire is a small, big, or is it big, small community? I get it mixed up.
Small, big community, maybe.
Okay. I'll go along with that.
Community, but yeah.
Yeah. So
growing.
What is it? What does being the president of the Hampshire Whip-purs Athletic Boosters program, how does that work with the community in and of itself?
So we are involved in, numerous aspects. We participate in parades. We get involved with different window painting activities, things like that during Spirit Weeks for homecoming, Coon Creek Parade. We've connected with different local businesses throughout the football season in hosting the tailgate events and working with those business owners who are donating proceeds back to the athletic scholarship fund that we've established. We try to, we work on different donations with different companies because we do offer a scholarship fund that is offered to graduating seniors that have participated in at least 1 year of athletic sports at school. So we try to get out as much as we can and work with different businesses. We try to support local with our concessions buying, and we've been so generous. We've been just treated so well by the Dumlin family, which is a local Hampshire family. They're out cooking for us, during our Friday night football games, barbecuing and volunteering their time. So we try to connect with the community as much as we can throughout these things, and I hope we can continue to, do more things with them. It's great to be a part of this community. They're so supportive of everything that we do, and we hope that we're able to give back.
Very nice. Now, Taylor, is there anything that you would, or how can people get in touch with you if they want to, sponsor a team or be a part of, Hampshire athletics and the Whip-purs? Can they reach you somewhere?
Yeah, so we have several social pages. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We have a website set up, so you can Google the Hampshire Whip-purs Athletic Booster Club. You can also find us on the Hampshire Athletic pages on Facebook, or we can be reached at HampshireWhippersBoosters@gmail.com. You can email us there. We have, a great need for volunteers to help run our events, and we feel like the more people that are willing to get involved, we've got grandparents, aunts, uncles. You don't have to be a mom or dad. You could just be, someone that lives in the community that would like to, volunteer an hour or two here and there. We could use the help anywhere, and the more people that volunteer, the more things that we'll be able to plan and offer, and in turn be able to help our student athletes that much more. So every little bit helps, and we appreciate everything that everybody does.
Very nice. Now, is there anything else that you would like to add?
I don't think so. I think we covered most things. So tomorrow's going to be our pink out, and then 2 weeks from now for our final home game, the theme is Halloween. So we hope that we can get, everybody out from the community, and the Booster Club will be offering a little trick-or-treating at our spirit tables. So we hope that we see as many, families out there as possible, and, we look forward to seeing everybody then.
Awesome. So tomorrow night, the game is at 7 p.m. at Hampshire Football Stadium, where the Whip-purs will be taking on McHenry, both 2 and 4 going at it. And this has been Taylor Prystawsky. So Taylor, I appreciate you hopping on with me and talking everything Whip-purs athletics, and go Whip-purs.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great rest of your day. And you are currently listening to WRMN 1410 AM. Back in a few.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety tests as well as the breathalyzer test. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcript from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Want to thank Taylor for hopping on once again, as she is the president of the Hampshire Whip-purs Athletic Boosters. Thank you very much for that. Got a little update. Well, not a little update. Dalton took care of that. Connor Bedard scored his first goal of the season. Against the Bruins. Suck. Boston Bruins suck. A bunch of whiny, complainy, whatever. Anywhoozle. And it is currently still 0-0 in game number 4 of the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the LA Dodgers out there in LA in the top of the 7th inning. Let's see. Oh, yeah. By the way, Chicago Bulls are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers down at the UC. Obviously, in about, just over an hour and 10 minutes or so. Well, I'll say an hour and 15 minutes. The Chicago Cubs are going to be taking on the Milwaukee Brewers down at Wrigley Field. So that should be an interesting thing. Yep. And, it is what it is. I'm about to be going to the top of the hour. Hard break. And needed to get myself a little lubricated there as far as, being able to talk. Didn't really realize how close I was cutting it. So I do apologize about that. I promise this second hour of Big Top Sports will be good. Well, hopefully it'll be good. Oh, now I'm sounding like a little unsure. I'm not really sure. No, it'll be good. It'll be awesome, because we're going to be talking about, some NFL. We're going to be talking more Cubs baseball and more sports here on Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. A woman who was drunk when she caused a fatal 2023 crash in Elgin has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. The Daily Herald reports 24-year-old Evelyn Compian of the 200 block of Raymond Street pleaded guilty in July to aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol causing death. On Monday, she was sentenced by Kane County Judge John Barsanti. The crash happened shortly after 5 a.m. March 25th of 2023 on State Street. 54-year-old Hector Sosa Valdiva of Elgin was turning west onto River Road. Compian was driving south on State at 94 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. An Elgin police officer testified that Compian did not brake until 0.02 seconds before impact. She had a blood alcohol level of 0.159, according to an Elgin police report. She told police she had gone to a bar in Carpentersville after work, had 2 alcoholic drinks, and blacked out. A teenage boy was charged after Aurora police say he made a concerning social media post referencing Marmion Academy. The Aurora Police Department launched an investigation into the post containing threatening language that quickly circulated online in the late evening hours of October 2nd, prompting concern from the school community. Police were stationed at Marmion before the school day began October 3rd, and investigators worked throughout the early morning hours to identify the source, coordinating with the school and other agencies to look into leads. The investigation led detectives to a 14-year-old student who was not at school that day. The boy admitted to making the post, which was later removed, according to police. Texas National Guard troops arrived in Illinois Tuesday to protect federal personnel and property amid anti-immigration protests, according to the Pentagon. 200 guardsmen were mobilized for an initial 60-day period. About a dozen people have been arrested near an ICE facility in Broadview, where anti-immigration crowds have been gathering for days. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. Texas National Guard troops arrived in Illinois Tuesday to protect federal personnel and property amid anti-immigration protests, according to the Pentagon. 200 guardsmen were mobilized for an initial 60-day period. About a dozen people have been arrested near an ICE facility in Broadview, where anti-immigration crowds have been gathering for days. A woman who was drunk when she caused a fatal 2023 crash in Elgin has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. The Daily Herald reports 24-year-old Evelyn Compian of the 200 block of Raymond Street pleaded guilty in July to aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol causing death. On Monday, she was sentenced by Kane County Judge John Barsanti. The crash happened shortly after 5 a.m. March 25th of 2023 on State Street. 54-year-old Hector Sosa Valdiva of Elgin was turning west onto River Road. Compian was driving south on State at 94 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. An Elgin police officer testified that Compian did not brake until 0.02 seconds before impact. She had a blood alcohol level of 0.159, according to.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 43. Tomorrow, isolated rain showers after 8 a.m., partly sunny with a high near 62. Looking ahead to Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 66, and Saturday night will be mostly clear with a low around 46. Currently, it is 58 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Fitting in shouldn't be hard, whether in life, on the court, or in the classroom. At Elgin Community College, you could find your place alongside those expanding their horizons, exploring rewarding careers, and achieving their dreams. A place for doers, thinkers, and believers. At ECC, we see you, we believe in you, and you'll fit right in. Learn more at elgin.edu/belong.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick, Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, River Media Network Sports. And we're coming down a home stretch for myself here on Big Top Sports every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That is when we're not getting truncated by the Chicago White Sox or the Chicago Bears, or when I am not calling color commentary for the Hampshire Whip-purs home games. And speaking of the Hampshire Whip-purs and tomorrow's home game versus McHenry, there will be a pregame tailgate party from 3 to 6 p.m. at Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire. I'll be there at least for a couple of hours before heading on over to Hampshire Stadium to do the color commentary with my partner Jeff Myers, who will be doing the play-by-play. You've got $2 Buds, Millers. You got $3 Modelo's. And you're going to get fed until the food lasts. And then again, we will be at the very same Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire when the sports department of WRMN Radio 1410 AM will be doing another WRMN Bears tailgate before the Chicago Bears take on the Washington Commanders at 7:15 Monday night. But we will be at Newman's Corner Pub. Myself from Big Top Sports, Derrick Geyer. You got the guys from Blow the Whistle, Tyler Butterball Buterbaugh, David Double D Dykstra, Nick Johnston, pulling double duty because he's also on Saturday mornings from On the Rise as well. And don't forget, my guy, Dalton Cooper, he was on in the first hour, and we were chopping it up over the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago Blackhawks, but you could also hear him on the Rise from 10 to noon every Saturday morning. And don't forget, also attending Newman's Corner Pub out there in Hampshire for the WRMN Bears tailgate will be David Tees from Fantasy Football Blitz. Blitz, Football Blitz. All righty. And if you want to be a part of this sporting conversation, please feel free to call in at 847-931-1410. That is 847-931-1410. And if you want to see my lovely, tired face, you could tune in at youtube.com at WRMN Radio. And, leave me a comment. See where we want to talk about. Well, Dutchman, I would love to give you a current Cubs score, but the Chicago Cubs don't start until I'm off the air. First pitch is not until 8:08 this evening. However, let's see what I can do. However, what is the score of the Phillies? And Phillies are up 1-0 over the LA Dodgers out in LA. Phillies up 1-0 over the Dodgers in the bottom of the 7th inning right now. So if Philly holds on and wins this game, it means they are going back to the city of brotherly love in Philadelphia. And that will be a game 5. Yes, it does suck that the Cubs aren't on until after I get off the air, but it's probably best that way, just for the simple fact that, that's Jeff's Train World chiming in. Any hootie. So that means that it'll be a game 5 out there in Philly on Saturday. And if the Cubs take care of business this evening, they too will also be playing on Saturday. So let's see. Tonight it's 8:08 for the Cubs. Tomorrow it is the Tigers and Mariners going at it at 7:08 p.m. I believe it's Central Time. And then the Cubs and Brewers, if the Cubs beat the Brewers tonight, it'll be a 3:38 game time. And then the late game will be Philly taking on the Dodgers at 7:08, assuming that Philly is able to hold on tonight and claim the victory. I'm really interested to see tomorrow and how the Tigers and Mariners go at it once again, because as I was saying yesterday with Bob Mariner on the air, how can you go? I can't personally go against Javier Baez, and that's probably some 2016 Cubs pride, World Series winner with the Chicago Cubs. I can't. I just can't hate. I wish he would have been doing the things that he was doing now in the postseason, all season long, but back with the Chicago Cubs. But then again, we wouldn't have Dansby Swanson, Gold Glover. I don't think Nico Horner would be playing second base for the Cubs. So it's kind of like a hindsight is 2020 with that. So yeah. And then moving on to NFL action, it kicks off week number 6 with the Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And one Jalen Carter is inactive tonight for the Philadelphia Eagles. Excuse me. The reason why he is inactive today is because, according to Ian Rappaport, NFL Insider, you could see him on X or view his comments on X. Jalen Carter is inactive tonight because he's got some turf toe issue, and that is due to the MetLife turf. Apparently it played a part in him being hurt. So he is out, which is a major blow to the defensive line of the Eagles. And supposedly, well, not supposedly, they are taking on the New York Giants. Philly is 4-1. They're coming off that heartbreaking loss where the Denver Broncos beat them in comeback fashion. And you've got the New York Giants that are 1-4. So that game is slated to kick off right about now. Let's see the rest of the slate for this NFL week. You've got Denver taking on the Jets. Cleveland is taking on Pittsburgh. Arizona is in Indy. The Los Angeles Chargers are going down to Miami. Dallas is taking on Carolina. New England is going to New Orleans, taking on the Saints. What are we doing here? Let's see. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Arizona, Indy, Miami, Dallas, Carolina. Los Angeles Rams are going to Baltimore. Man, it kind of stinks to be a Baltimore Ravens fan, huh? Huh, G? I would think. Anyway, Seattle is taking on Jacksonville. That should be an interesting matchup. Let's see. Seattle, Tennessee, the battle of 1-4s. Tennessee is going to Vegas. We've got San Francisco taking on Tampa Bay. That is the battle of 4-1s, but I honestly think Tampa Bay is going to do pretty good on that. And then for the other late games, you got Cincinnati taking on Green Bay. You've got Detroit going down to KC, taking on the Mahomes after that last-minute loss that they suffered. And then you have a doubleheader on Monday night where Buffalo is going down to Atlanta because apparently the devil had a soul to steal. He was in a bind. He was wasting time, looking to make a deal. Anyway. Sorry, I brutalized that Charlie Daniels song, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking, anyway. And then, again, you have the Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders for the tail end of the Monday Night Football slate. And, And once again, we will be out there doing a WRMN Bears tailgate at Newman's Corner Pub. Come out and see us. We'll be there from 2 to 5, or all the previous shows that I had mentioned. So Big Top Sports, Blow the Whistle, On the Rise, and Fantasy Football Blitz will be out there from 2 to 5. I will be out there until either a Bears victory or a Chicago Bears loss. I will tackle that question on the other side of this break. You are currently listening to WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, on Big Top Sports.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident, or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. That's 800-257-3148.
Searching for a financial partner that truly has your best interest at heart? Join KCT Credit Union, where they're more than just a bank. They're a not-for-profit financial cooperative. KCT members are owners, meaning profits go back to you in the form of lower loan rates, higher savings rates, and fewer fees. Experience personalized service that puts you first. Become a part of KCT, where your financial well-being is their top priority. Visit kctcu.org. Each account insured up to $250,000 by member's choice. This institution is not federally insured.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Okay, there we go. The button is unstuck. And I am back with Big Top Sports here on WRMN, 1410 AM with yours truly, and responding to the conversation that is going on the youtube.com at WRMN Radio. Well, let's just face it. As far as like the Kansas City Chiefs are concerned and why they are doing so poorly, it is probably to do with the fact that they don't really have anyone on their offense that's worth a gosh good darn other than Patrick Mahomes and the lack of weapons that he's got. That and the fact that they've been, doing unforeseen mental mistakes. There really no chemistry or whatever with his receivers that he's got. I mean, you've got Kelsey Taylor that's looking to have a huge come up. I mean, Taylor Kelsey, or Jason Taylor, whatever. That's basically on his last legs. Although every time you see that, he seems to be coming around. But yeah, they're inopportune mental errors that are costing him drives. Not only that, it seems like the only one that's doing anything on the defensive line would probably be Chris Jones. And being a Bears fan, we kind of get that here with the lack of help that Swift has. And, well, let's just be honest. I mean, injuries as well that are also hindering them in the Chicago Bears. But I'm not talking about the Chicago Bears. I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Let's see. You're also talking special teams. They haven't been pretty good. Costly mistakes, penalties that have allowed the opponents to come back in their games. Then you're also talking the Chiefs' ability to win close one-score games, which was a strength last year and the previous years. So now that's not necessarily there anymore. And why and how could it be when they're constantly inflicting self-sabotage on themselves? But, I guess this would be where the rest of the NFL nation or fandom or whatever is like, oh, thank goodness the Kansas City Chiefs are finally coming down and they won't be in their third straight Super Bowl. Well, I'm sorry, but as long as you've got probably one of the best quarterbacks around And I know Tom Brady, all the rings and everything, all the bling that he's got. Patrick Mahomes needs to, catch up. But you've also got the experience of what Andy Reid is doing in a coaching staff. So it's kind of hard to bet against him, but it sure as hell been a rough go for the Kansas City Chiefs thus far in the early season. And let's see, where are we at as far as that Dodgers game? I need to refresh. So let's see, go ahead, refresh. Come on. Don't do me like that. Well, according to this, it is still the bottom of the 7th, and the Phillies are still up on the Dodgers 1-0. Let's see. Yeah, well, I'm kind of wondering where the Chicago Bears are going to go from here. With the players and everything, and the new coaching staff, they've already said, Ben Johnson's already said, that this is not going to be a revenge game for when the Bears take on the Washington Redskins on Monday Night Football. Well, I know for one person that it will be, because he looked like an absolute horse's ass. And primarily the reason why the Chicago Bears lost that Hail Mary game, the game where Tyreek Stevenson was jack-jawing to fans in the stands as the play was going on. But you can't really, that play right there, that cost him the game. He tipped it up. The receiver from the other team, the Commanders, caught it, won the game. It's history. It's ancient history. Well, it was never history for the coaching staff of this current coaching staff of the Chicago Bears. This is a revenge game for all. As far as I'm concerned, this is a revenge game. And for Tyreek Stevenson going into that place, this sure as hell better be a revenge game. Show me the heart, the passion, the desire to come back, to hold your head up high in the place where you possibly had your lowest of low moments as a professional. To go in there, to take what the fans of the Washington Commanders are going to dish out to you, Tyreek, and to hold your head up high and to basically tell them, you know what? You got me. You got in my head last game. He's come to terms with it. He's said some of the right things. He's grown from it. And now, this is where you are looking to get a payday. You are looking for revenge. This is your own personal revenge game right here. You go in there with the biggest chip on your shoulder, and you do what you've been doing the last 2 weeks for the Chicago Bears. Wreaking havoc on the opponent. Getting those timely turnovers. Intercepting the ball. Creating chaos. This is why you are still on the team. 2 weeks is good. But 3 weeks in a row, and build and go and keep on going. This, for you, I highly believe, for Tyreek Stevenson, needs to be a statement game. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. on WRMN 1410 AM.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. Texas National Guard troops arrived in Illinois Tuesday to protect federal personnel and property amid anti-immigration protests, according to the Pentagon. 200 guardsmen were mobilized for an initial 60-day period. About a dozen people have been arrested near an ICE facility in Broadview, where anti-immigration crowds have been gathering for days. A woman who was drunk when she caused a fatal 2023 crash in Elgin has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. The Daily Herald reports 24-year-old Evelyn Compian of the 200 block of Raymond Street pleaded guilty in July to aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol causing death. On Monday, she was sentenced by Kane County Judge John Barsanti. The crash happened shortly after 5 a.m. March 25th of 2023 on State Street. 54-year-old Hector Sosa Valdiva of Elgin was turning west onto River Road. Compian was driving south on State at 94 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. An Elgin police officer testified that Compian did not brake until 0.02 seconds before impact. She had a blood alcohol level of 0.159, according to an Elgin police report. She told police she had gone to a bar in Carpentersville after work, had 2 alcoholic drinks, and blacked out. A teenage boy was charged after Aurora police say he made a concerning social media post referencing Marmion Academy. The Aurora Police Department launched an investigation into the post containing threatening language that quickly circulated online in the late evening hours of October 2nd, prompting concern from the school community. Police were stationed at Marmion before the school day began October 3rd, and investigators worked throughout the early morning hours to identify the source, coordinating with the school and other agencies to look into leads. The investigation led detectives to a 14-year-old student who was not at school that day. The boy admitted to making the post, which was later removed, according to police. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Centos. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Centos Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Centos.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com and let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 43. A slight chance of rain showers before 10 p.m. with gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, isolated rain showers after 8 a.m., partly sunny with a high near 62. Currently, it is 54 with clear skies. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports feel the roar, where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
All right, welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And, okay, so we've got some conversation going back and forth on the youtube.com at WRMN radio feed. So I'm going to address the fact that I honestly think this Monday night football game, you've got the Bears going into Maryland and taking on the Washington Commanders. So I think both teams actually have, some points to prove. And before we went on the bottom of the hour break, I was talking about Tyreek Stevenson because he definitely has something to prove because of the Hail Mary, the Fail Mary, the loss that started the losing streak of all losing streaks for the rest of the season, the 10 games. But let's be honest. Let's not get it twisted. He was not the only reason why the Chicago Bears went on to lose the 10 games that they lost at the end of the season. Everything was a mess. Shane Waldron couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag. Coach Eberflus, the ineptitude and everything was absolutely amazing. And we even saw it in, week number 3 with the Bears beating the snot out of, the Dallas Cowboys. So with that being said, this is going to be a rivalry between Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels until they retire. Absolutely no doubt about it. Now, Jaden Daniels, he was coming off of a injury. He did play last week, did decently, if you will, 57.7% completion in that game against the Chargers for 231 yards, 1 TD, and a passer rating of 100. Now, it's just a matter of what is going to transpire, because you already heard me talk about Tyreek Stevenson. He is, quote unquote, still hurt by the Hail Mary, the dumbest, boneheadedest play ever. And yeah, so, but then you also have Caleb Williams, who I do believe he's also got a chip on his shoulder, because make no mistake about it, he reads the bulletin board material as well, whether it be the tweets, that say Jaden Daniels is better than him. The Bears should have been his suitor, but he needs to go out there. He needs to do what he does in the fourth quarter throughout the entire game. Not just give me this, fourth quarter, game's on the line, now all of a sudden I'm going to ball out. No. Do it in the first, second, and third quarter as well. And then, not to mention, the Bears have done very good as far as the turnover differential, with 8 turnovers in the last 2 weeks. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Bears should be 3-1. They should have beaten the Minnesota Vikings, except they allowed all those points in the fourth quarter, and Minnesota came in and stole the victory because the defense was lackluster in the fourth quarter of that game. Now, with that being said, it looked like Ben Johnson and the coaching staff actually had a game plan going into that very first game of the season against the Vikings. This is where the rubber meets the road kind of thing with Ben Johnson, the coaching staff, the offense and defense of the Chicago Bears now. Because from here on out, the first 4 games was kind of like a wait and see. Who are the players that are going to be stepping up? Who are the players that are going to be taking over? And on the flip side of that, on the coaching side of things, as far as I'm concerned, this needs to be a come out, full throttle, if you will. Get those RPMs up around 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, or whatever, the max RPM is, from the NASCAR guys. And I do believe Tony Stewart was a very good driver in NASCAR. One of my favorites of all time, by the way. You need to come out with that kind of intensity and punch the Commanders square in the jaw and send a message and say, you are in a fight. You are not only in a street fight. You are not only in a fight. You are in a street fight. Getting a little ahead of myself there. Getting a little amped up. Getting a little, I want to run through a freaking fracking firecracking wall right now. But, on the other side of it, you also have the coaching staff of Washington, that feel like they have a point to prove as well. So it's going to be a battle. And if they fall short, I don't necessarily care if the Chicago Bears fall short on Monday. Obviously, it would be nice for them to get a victory, without a question of a doubt. I want to see them be competitive from the opening kickoff till the final whistle of the ball game. Period. End of statement. New paragraph. As simple as it gets. And this is an opportunity for the new Bears to prove what they have. And it's a little bit of a makeup to prove what the old Bears know deep down, that this is a revenge game. Because make no mistake about it, the new coaching staff, the new players, they don't give a smurf about what happened last year. They were doing their own thing on other teams. It's the guys that were in the locker room of last year's Hail Mary, Coach Eber Loose, Eber Fool. It's the guys that were here last year that need to step up and prove that this year is going to be different. Oh, make no mistake about it. The Bears have broken my heart. They've been doing that since 2006. They've been doing that since they let Lovey go. I understand why, kinda. But they weren't, and ever since then, it's been a tough pill to swallow. I'm going to wrap this show up on the other side of the break, talking Cubs and Brewers, give you the lineup, give you an updated score on that Phillies and Dodgers game. You are currently listening to myself, Derrick Geyer, on Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Back in a few.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Attention all sports fans. Get the latest issue of the Chicago Sports Journal featuring player profiles, team schedules, ballpark photos, and more. Visit chisportsjournal.com. Chicago sports fans are raving about the latest issue of the Chicago Sports Journal featuring owner profiles, book reviews, cafe, bar, and restaurant reviews, specials, and more. Pick up your copy of the Chicago Sports Journal at Metro train stations, retail locations throughout Chicagoland, or visit chisportsjournal.com today.
A loved one owns a gun, and for a while now, you've been concerned about their behavior. They're just not acting like themselves. They've been distant, they've been unpredictable, they've been lashing out. They've been saying things that make you worried they might harm themselves or friends or family. Or you're worried this loved one might hurt you. Maybe they recently threatened someone with their gun. You know something needs to be done, and you wish more than anything you could hit pause on this situation. Well, here in Illinois, you can, with a firearm restraining order. In extreme cases, this order temporarily prevents a person in crisis from having a firearm, giving them time to heal before they do something dangerous or even deadly. If you are worried about a loved one in crisis who has access to a firearm, learn more about firearm restraining orders at illinois.gov/pause to heal. A public service announcement brought to you by the Illinois Department of Public Health, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. And as it is getting close to first pitch time with the Chicago Cubs, the LA Dodgers have tied the game, and they are going into the bottom of the ninth with the score being 1-1. And it looks like I've got a caller on the line, so I'm going to take the phone call real quick. Hello, caller. How you doing? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jeff.
I'm calling from the train room. So like we were talking about, I still say it's going to be rebuilding year, and I don't think anybody's going to think anything otherwise. You got to understand, how many coaches have we had in the last 4 or 5 years, right?
Sure. We've had, this will be the third coaching regime in the last 10 years.
It's a jumbled up mess, and Caleb's got to get used to working with Ben Johnson. So does everybody else, for that matter, especially the rookie. So I can't see him going any more than 7 games. I know you said you want 9 or 10, 8 or 9. I don't think that's.
Yeah, so as we were talking off the air, I do believe that the Bears are probably going to be closer to that 9-win scenario. And the reason why I'm saying that is because they have, okay, look at the teams that they've got coming up. They've got the Saints, they've got the Ravens, who are banged up all to hell and back. Then you've got the Bengals, who are trying to put together, a team, or I'm sorry, get a decent quarterback in there. So that's 3 games. So that's 5 wins. Then they go up against the Giants. I do believe that they should win that one. So that's 6. You have the Bears going up against the Vikings again, who have been atrocious on defense. That's 7. And then, let's see, we've got the Steelers, the Eagles, the Packers, the Browns. That's 8. And then, well, you got the 49ers, who are at best iffy right now. And then the Lions again, the last game of the season. So who knows what they're going to be playing for. So I'm kind of like right on the cusp of the 9-victory plateau there. Because the games that I haven't mentioned are the Steelers, the 2 from the Packers. Well, that's it, really. So those 3 games are the outlier. Oh, and then the final game of the season against the Lions.
I don't know if they could beat the Packers. Jordan Love is a great quarterback.
Yes, he is.
Really good. And the way their team is molded, it's still kind of like molding. They're still trying to work things out, but they're probably the best team, second best team next to Detroit. But Detroit is having issues now, so. What's kind of funny is I'm watching the Rams go down, I'm watching KC go down, the Eagles struggled. So all these people on ESPN and all these other, I've been watching it, like we're calling for, watching them. I watch all these sports shows, so I know 2/3 of the guys were totally wrong the last 2 weekends on who was going to win, who's going to, for reasons, whatever. And I think when you guys talk on this sports show, you got it more than they do. So it's kind of comical. Of course, I like to talk racing, but that's not my show. So anyway, I have a feeling it's going to be 7 games. Now, if they do win more than 7 games, I'll be pleased, even though I'm a Raider fan, and my Raiders are in the same boat.
Sure.
So they lost. They should have won the game. They lost again, but they also got a great coach. Pete Carroll's a great coach. And I'm glad they got him, and I'm glad Tom Brady's part of that ownership of that team. And I personally think we need Tom Brady type of guy in the ownership of the Bears. I firmly believe if we had somebody as an ex-football player that owned part of the team, maybe we'd get somewhere. But it seems the McKenzie don't get it, and I'm not a big believer of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, okay, so.
Well, I will touch upon that point right there, Jeff, because I do actually want to get to the Chicago Cubs before I get off the air here. Okay, well, so thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your support as well. As far as the ownership of the Chicago Bears, I think it is highly unlikely that they are going to be shopping around the team right now, at least for the foreseeable future, before they get the whole project done with Arlington Heights. Now, with that being said, we need football people that actually get it and understand it. I'm not sure if Poles is the right person for the job. I could debate that at another time. But I see what they're doing in Detroit. I see what they're doing other places, because, you have family that is owning the team, but they're bringing in outside sources and outside people to come in and run the actual team and football operations while leaving everything else to, the business side of things. And with that being said, the Chicago Cubs in the starting lineup. I will give the visiting Brewer lineup out here first. It is Christian Yelich leading off, batting DH. Jackson Churio playing left field, second. Willie Contreras catching, third. Terang is playing second, batting fourth. Andrew Vaughn is back in the lineup, playing first, batting fifth. Durbin at third, batting sixth. Sal Frelick is in right field, batting seventh. Perkins is patrolling center field, batting eighth. And Ortiz is batting ninth and playing short. And, of course, it is Freddie Peralta, who had one hell of a game against the Cubs a couple days ago. And he is opposing Michael Busch, leading off and playing first. Nico Horner playing second, batting second. Kyle Tucker is DHing, batting third. Seiya Suzuki is in right, playing or batting cleanup. Ian Happ is down in the order, batting fifth, playing left. Carson Kelly catching sixth. PCA is batting seventh. Dansby Swanson is playing short. And the hitless wonder, Matthew Shaw, is playing third, although I like his glove out there at third base. And taking the mound on a full 5 days of regulated rest is Matthew Boyd. So hopefully there is no clunker of a game. But with this being the elimination, everyone is available in that bullpen. Anyone is available on this roster for the Cubs tonight. I want to get quick thank yous out there. I want to get Dalton Cooper, give Dalton a shout out because, we were talking a little bit of Cubs in the very beginning, talking some Blackhawks. So Dalton, I appreciate it. Dalton, you could listen to Dalton on the Rise every Saturday morning from 10 to noon now. And then I want to give a special thank you to Taylor Prystawsky for joining me. She is the president of the Hampshire Whip-purs Sports Club and Athletics Club. So thank you, Taylor, for hopping on and talking all things Whip-purs athletics. And it's been one hell of a week for me here on Big Top Sports. A little up and down, but I feel like I finished strong this week. And if not, there's always next week because we will be doing the WRMN Bears Tailgate live from 2 to 5 on Monday at Newman's Corner Pub. I look forward to doing that. I also look forward to being out there at Hampshire Football Stadium doing the color commentary for the Whip-purs home game tomorrow against McHenry. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch.